This is fresh.
The Secret Menu Podcast.
This is fresh.
What's happening, man? Just like that, we back, episode 14, Tapped In. Today I got my guy in here, a man of the people, you know what I'm saying? Somebody I see out here really going hard. And sometimes I say he go harder for those artists than they go for themselves. You know what I'm saying? He really over the last few years been going hard for the artists, but what some of y'all might not know is he's an underground legend himself. You know what I'm saying? He's an artist himself. We're about to get into how he went from being the artist to the really one of the only spokespeople for the artist in our region, man. Fatal Poemz, what's happening?
What's happening? Just another day like the other day.
Yeah, man. Good to have you here, man. Even though I see you got your Raider jacket on, man. You got a TV. You got a TV you can see.
Yeah, you know I can.
The toilet bowl is on. The Niners, the Raiders.
Yeah, I see that 3-3 right there. I see it.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people is glued to their TV right now. If they missed this, they'll catch the recap. But shout out to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Bro, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Where were you born? You know what I'm saying?
I was born right there in the community hospital, Fresno, California.
Okay. Community, man. Community, always mix it up. Community's downtown, right?
Yeah, no, it's right there by Abbey.
Okay, yeah.
Fresno Street.
I think I was born in the other one on Kings Canyon. That ain't the hospital no more.
Oh, the old school one, the UMA.
University or whatever the fuck that motherfucker was. I think they changed the name on it. You know what I'm saying?
They changed it up a few times, and now it's like a psych ward.
Yeah, they say that motherfucker haunted. It's supposed to be some apartments soon, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I wouldn't even doubt it.
Where'd you grow up predominantly? What area? What side of town?
More on the east side of town.
East.
But I went to Fresno High though.
Okay, you went to Fresno High.
Yeah.
Where? So as a kid, what elementary schools you going to? Lane, Ainsworth, Easterby.
I got moved around a little bit because I was getting in trouble and stuff. So I went to John Muir, to Wilson, to Thomas Elementary. Thomas Elementary is where I met Taj.
Oh yeah.
Third
what
grade.
Cross
Yeah.
Streets is Thomas? Where that shit at?
Man, I can't remember now. It's like on Ashland and First or something like that.
Kind of in the middle of the city. Yeah. So let's talk about it. You said you got into a lot of trouble. So between birth and let's say 6th grade, what type of kid were you? What type of shit was you? You know. Into?
I mean, I was going to school and everything, but I was acting out. Grew up like a single mother home. So I was getting in trouble. Pops was always in prison and stuff like that. So I was always.
It's just you and mom, really, or you got older brothers, sisters. What's the dynamic?
I didn't have. At the time, I was the only kid for a long time. I have like 2 sisters, but
they came after.
But they're
you.
like, yeah, they came a lot after me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Only kid.
Yeah, they came a
I
lot
wasn't
after
the only
so.
kid, but my older brother was in the pen by the time I was like 6, so I had the only kid syndrome and shit too, where I was always just in some shit because it was just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
your mind wanders
like,
is some shit that you need some shit to do.
Yeah, and then when you're around your peers or whatever, you end up learning more from them than you would from your own father because he ain't around like that.
Right. So as far as your father went, what was the rapport with him? You said he was in and out of prison, but did y'all speak when he would come home, or did y'all speak through letter, phone? Did y'all ever have a relationship?
he would only hit me on my birthday and stuff like that, send me some bread or call me or whatever. Or if I'm in trouble or whatever, moms will call him up and be like, tell him something. And then he'll just cuss me out, and that'd be it. That'd be that's the whole dynamic right there.
Scold you, you like, yeah, okay. You
I'm like, bro, you ain't even around here.
Yeah, that shit crazy. I remember they called my dad to come get me from school one day. I'm like, who even put this nigga on an emergency car?
Yeah,
I just ran. Like, I ran from this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't helping me out in no kind of way as far as, guidance or anything like that. So more of my guidance came from my older cousins. They were close to me. They lived down the street from me. My cousin Rudy, Gabriel, the Cruz family, and my cousins Robert, John, Ricardo, and all them. They was all my closest family members, and they lived in the city. So I'll be around wherever they're at.
Right. So,
got into the boxing.
You said you got into boxing?
Yeah, got into boxing with Rudy Gabriel and my Uncle Rudy.
Okay.
We were at ringside over there with Spangler. And it was pretty dope growing up with them, training with them.
So initially coming up, that was something you thought you might have wanted to pursue further, boxing?
Yeah, I did want to do boxing. I played sports. I played football, Fresno High, and stuff like that. But there was never no support.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, even with boxing, my grandparents didn't want me boxing. They said I was too like I'd use it the wrong way at some point, just because of my style, the way I was. They thought I was going to get it.
So how long did you do that? Up until what age was boxing?
About 16, 17. 16, 17 is when I started, pulling away and just going more into the street life.
What are some of the after boxing? It was the street for you, or did you have something in your mind like?
No, during boxing too. Around the time, because I did Little League, I did football.
You was an active athlete for sure, all around.
Yeah. So I was doing multiple things, but then once I got to about 16, 17, it was at that age where you about to graduate and you about to start your life or whatever. I ended up, pushing through the streets, basically like riding dirty, be around a bunch of people who were doing all the wrong things, getting influenced by all that wrong stuff, just to feel a part of something, just to feel like I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Valued, and that's where the support was coming from. It wasn't the support that I needed. It was just the support that was there.
Right. And as young men, we always more or less seek some type of validation or support from other males, even if they're the same age as us. So it's 5, 16-year-olds leading each other in the wrong motherfucking direction. It's hard, but when you don't have an older, more predominant father figure there to just press you, it happens. So I put a lot of that extra stuff though into my poetry. So that's how I started getting involved in music. Was about 12, 13, 6th grade. I started writing poems, and then I just started getting known as Poemz. So that's where the name came from.
Yeah.
So it was poetry before it was ever a beat and a microphone.
Yeah, I loved music growing up too. Like my favorite groups were like NWA, LL Cool J, and stuff like that. Like those are my main, I guess you would say, influences when it comes to music. It was like that type of music at first. NWA, Eazy-E was my favorite rapper and entrepreneur.
When you first wrote some poetry though, do you remember where that even came from, or was it just an outlet for your feelings at the time? Was it a fly girl in the class whose attention you were trying to get the first time you did?
Yeah, it was just the words, the wordplay, and being able to play with words, and that kind of intrigued me because I was like, man, this is dope. I could say this certain way, and I'm gonna get this type of reaction from it. And so I started building on that, and then using like old school songs, like whatever song was out at the time, I'll switch up the words to make it to what I wanted to say and throw my city in there every time they'll say LA or the Bay or wherever else. I'll say Fresno or 209 back then. You know what I mean? And I would just spin it my own way. But around 13 or 14, I started going to Airtight Studio with Peebo.
Right? Yeah, shout out Peebo.
Yeah, Peebo. And man, Peebo used to let me go into the studio and record overnight. I could stay the whole night recording. And I'm like 13, 14 years old. It's over there on Belmont and Fresno. I'm a little kid, and I'm trying to like pursue this because I like it. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you even run into Peebo to set this situation up for you? I know people move around and shit with the DVDs.
I lived in the Tower District though, right there by D&D Studios. I don't know if you remember what D&D
I remember
Studios
them. Yeah,
was.
for sure. Yeah, hell yeah. That was on Belmont too, right?
Yeah, it was on Belmont too.
Yeah.
So when I would go down that street right there, I'd be always kicking it in that little area right there. So I found out that was a studio. And I went in there and paid my little, I think it was like $30 or something like that for an hour of pre-production. And I met Mark. And Mark is like connected with Brother Lynch and all these other people right at the time.
Yeah.
And I ran into Mark and he was like, man, you cold. I like your style or whatever. He's like, man, I'm over here at Airtight Studios. You should pull up over there. So I pulled up and I got in the studio. I had my friends with me. I brought a couple of my friends with me, and we had a little group. We called it Savage Circle.
Who was the first members of that? Anybody we know?
It was I don't know if any, because Sin stopped rapping a long time ago, but they called him Sinister.
That was the light skinned dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember he used to be with you all the time. It was you two motherfuckers. Y'all was like a duo for a minute. It was like
yeah.
Yeah.
It was me and him, and then he brought in his little cousin Darkside. We had Darkside, and then we had another dude named Dopey, but Dopey passed away a long time ago.
Okay, rest in peace.
So rest in peace, Dopey. But so
Savage Circle was the first group you was
Savage
a part
Circle
of.
was the first group. Yeah,
you was already Fatal Poemz then, or did you have another?
I was already Fatal Poemz.
Okay, so you kind of
that was my
first name.
That was my Fatal Poemz.
First name.
Yeah. They was like, because they was all sitting around and like, man, we gonna call you Fatal because you always be on some Fatal shit. You always,
right.
I would be on some wild missions,
right?
But I mean, because even at the time, like we grew up poor, so we really were doing a bunch of bad things. You know what I mean? Like, we was out there making a mark. Man, we was out there eating companies and everything.
You put the poems with it.
Yeah, and so when around 6th grade or whatever, it was Poemz, and then they started calling me Fatal. I was like, man, I like the Fatal part because it has an F in it for the city, Fresno.
Right.
Right. So at the time, I was like, man, this is hard. It's perfect for me. So I just kept rolling with it.
Your ethnicity, you're Hispanic.
Yeah, I'm Native American, but
okay,
I have Mexican and Puerto Rican descendants. So.
Okay. Because you never know. I had Legend Loc on here, and he's Hispanic, but he had predominantly, I don't want to say, was it Venezuela, or it was one of them other countries, though, that I never would have thought. So I had to ask you, but you got Native American.
Yeah, it's still Hispanic, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Still,
but
it's still
a lot of people just think
it's
just Mexico only. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be other components to people in our area in the Central Valley. Like when you in Miami and shit, you got Cubans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and it'd be like parades and shit. But on the West Coast, it's kind of laid back. You'll be sitting next to somebody who has some Puerto Rican descent, and you'll never even know. They just kind of lump everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Asians, there's Cambodians, there's Vietnamese, most people just lump all that shit as like Asian, but it's so many variations. I just wanted to ask you that. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, for sure. But in the town, like, you know how the difference is between the Asians. Like, you can't put the Laos with the Hmongs.
Right.
Certain Asians can't be with each other. Like, they don't function
they
together
know
like
that for sure. But us on the outside, it took a while for us to figure that shit out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you even knowing them last names, you be like, oh yeah, his name is Vang or Lee or something. Like you could tell they from certain places.
They can't fuck with them for sure. You know what I'm saying? So as y'all is over there at Peebo's thugging it out, getting it in, do y'all ever release anything as the Savage Circle? Or is it kind of just...
Yeah, we had an album that we had put together. But me and Chemo, we kind of fell out. So when we fell out, I started doing my own thing. That's when we started doing the Hoodnuts. We started the Hoodnuts in the Tower District.
That was you and Taj?
That was me, Taj, and YB.
Okay. Shout out Taj
Fly
and
Y.
YB. Fly Y. I seen Taj in here already, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me give some shout outs. Shout out Huey P. Newton in the house, T.L. Turner. That's what we talking about. Taj is in the house. Bub Wilcox is in this motherfucker. You messy motherfucker. You Bub is in the house. You know what I'm saying? Amber White is in the house. Mac D is in the building. Shady Fresno Tree is in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all online all the time. You know what I'm saying? Kicking up dust flawless of the West Coast Dream Team is in the house as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody else. You got to comment in order for me to see you. It ain't like when it's solely Facebook only. You know what I'm saying?
I did some music with Flawless too.
Flawless from the West Coast Dream Team. Okay.
Yeah,
I see my boy Proto in here too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had a record too, but that was later on down the line in the story though. That it went from.
Go ahead.
It went from the Savage Circle to the Hoodnuts. So when we was the Hood, so we became the Hoodnuts, right? And then me and Chemo were pretty much beefing with each other in a way, right? We had a couple of songs we dissed each other on the songs, right? And so Taj was part of what I was doing. So we started dissing the Faculty, which was Sin and I think G-Mac or somebody else. I don't know who else was in the group anymore. It was a long time ago, but so they was dissing us, we was dissing them, and that happened for a little while. Taj made a song dissing them. I got on the song. I was like, man, let me get on that. So I got on the song. I can't remember what the song. I think it was like Motherfuck the Faculty. I can't remember how this shit go, but it was funny though. Because, we knew each other. Everybody knew each other. So it made it even funnier and made everything even more, like, interesting.
Right.
So we went from that. And then
this tape era or this CD's out right now?
This is CD era.
Burn the CD and pass this motherfucker out.
Yeah, burn CDs, yeah. Yeah, we was in the CD era at that time. And then we started adding people to the Hoodnuts, so we was, like, making it more like a Wu-Tang type of thing. Because we started adding, like, we brought in, Taj brought in his cousin, Lieutenant. And who else he brought in? And then he brought in Ray Mackin.
Okay, yeah.
And then we had
Ray Mackin, yeah.
Ray Mackin and Drugs. We had Drugs and
Drugs sounds so familiar.
And On One.
Who the fuck was Drugs? What nationality is Drugs?
Drugs was Hispanic.
Okay. I think I can picture him. I can picture him in my mind.
Yeah, you definitely been around him because he be doing the spaghetti giveaways with Fly Y when they do them around.
Okay. And I remember him from like what's that shit on it was either Club Tequila on Belmont or it was what's that shit? Is it Ashland and where the AutoZone is, where that little taco thing is? It used to always be like independent artist shows and shit. I think I remember him from there. But yeah, continue though.
Yeah, he was doing this thing. He was doing this thing though. So me and Fly Y, we kind of had a little disagreements about some stuff.
Goddamn, you falling out with everybody you rap with.
It was probably my fault.
You said what?
I can't even call it. It was probably my fault.
Oh, okay.
I can't even call it.
Now that's 100 that you can say it might have been your fault. You know what I'm saying?
It probably been my fault. I don't know. We was arguing about something stupid, and I just over do all the extras and stuff like got extra emotional or something. I don't know what happened, but oh yeah, and we had Waz too. We had Waz in the group too. So it was Fly Y, Waz, Taj, Lieutenant, Judge, on one. We had like a bunch of different rappers.
Do y'all release a Hoodnut compilation or type project, or y'all over there making music?
Like, bro, we was on digital. We was on BR8s and stuff like that.
Okay.
We was on BR8s, Triton, and stuff like that. Like, interface microphone, and it was all set up in my living room at a house I had in the Tower District. So like everybody just would be there, and we would be recording, and we recorded like a lot of albums. I'm talking about on at least 10 albums. This is at the time when people weren't dropping.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all released these motherfuckers. Did they ever make it to the?
Nah. So what happened is Taj got busted. Taj got arrested, and he went and did like 10 years, 12 years or something like that in prison.
Right.
And so during that time, all this shit got fumbled. Everything got fumbled. All our music that we was doing got fumbled.
Was he doing a lot of the producing then too?
He was doing all the producing.
Okay, yeah. Shout out my nigga.
Yeah. Taj was doing all the producing, and he taught Waz how to produce like him.
Taj was definitely a fixture, man, and his departure really put a black cloud over a lot of shit. Because even though y'all had y'all's sector, he still was like a part of Terrorizer's house and all of they shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
because Terrorizer was like his mentor.
Yeah. So a lot of motherfuckers was sad when Taj got on. Yeah, C-Wack, Terrorizer. Yeah. You know, and even the other
those
people
are all
who
my
would come
folks
through
too.
there and want work from him. You know what I'm saying?
That's when Cold Heat was out.
Yeah. Yep.
So he came a lot of those beats
he was at Kinfolk doing work too. I was over there signed too. Before I went to LA, I was over there too, Kinfolk. So he was there doing work at Kinfolk. So Taj had his hands in a lot of places, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand how him going down could
and another thing about Taj was that Taj had dope music. Like I still have some BR8 DAT. I got some DATs in there that old school songs or whatever, probably like 8 songs or something like that with just me and him and Drugs. It was gonna be my album. But even back then, he would do all his music and he would put it to the side and he would just work on everybody else's music.
Yeah. He's still kind of doing it. He still does
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, his position has changed in a different era because now, like all the artists that he's putting out now are younger artists. The artists that like he kind of feels like he was a lot of his time was taken from him.
It was, but what I saw the other day that was kind of inspiring, and I had actually said it a long time ago. I seen Do or Die finally did a video for like one of the songs that never had a video, like Poemz. Was it Poemz or did you see that?
Nah, I seen the Poemz video though.
It was so it might have been one of the other songs. It was I'm talking about just now did a video for some shit in 2025 from back in 98 or whenever the fuck that was. You know what I'm saying?
I need to see that.
Yeah, go type in Do or Die. And I'm like, damn, a lot of motherfuckers need to do that because there's a lot of niggas that got dope ass songs that never really got its just due. Like a nigga need to just go shoot a video for that motherfucker now. You know what I'm saying? That shit could probably grow legs.
Taj got so much songs though. He's still, if you heard the music he's putting out right now, he's still in like 2007 or something with the songs he's releasing. He got
shout out my nigga Chase Money say it's Do You. I think that it's Do You. With Johnny J on it.
They never had a video to that song?
I think they didn't. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. I think his name Johnny J or whatever the singer nigga was that he died. Yeah. That was on there. But rest in peace to him.
Johnny P or something like that.
Oh yeah, Juvenile just did one too though. You right, Chase. Juvenile did one about a year ago with 400 Degrees. He did. So the older acts are doing classic joints. But for a nigga that even if the song ain't known like that, niggas can go back and do our old records. You feel me? Videos for our old shit and breathe new life into that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like Taj got music that nobody's ever heard before, and the music he's putting out right now is a reflection of that because he's putting out music right now that he wrote the songs for a long time ago.
Right.
Long time ago.
Right.
And he got so much stuff back then. We had 11 over there, 9, 10. All I don't know if you know them, but we had all these other rappers, J Love, the Love Nation, everybody. Like we was rocking with so many different artists.
Yeah, I definitely know
we got
my nigga J Love.
But so when that happened though, with Taj, when Taj got busted and he went and did time, me and the rest of the group pretty much split up. We was cool with each other, but we wasn't cool with each other. That's when Fly Y and Waz did the Street Architect.
So he was kind of like the glue, the friend of all the friends that kept everybody fucking with each other.
Yeah, because I'm like I said, I knew Taj since third grade or whatever,
right.
And then when I came across him, I was already like 18 or whatever, and I had a Cord Triton. From I bought the Triton, so I was like, Taj, I know you make beats, because I had already heard that Taj was making beats. I was like, I know you make beats. Let's collab with each other, and I'll set up a whole studio where you at, and we can do it like that. That's how we did it.
So when he goes down, like that. Hoodnuts kind of disbands. And what's the move for you?
We all split up. We all kind of split up and did our own thing. So then I went with Grooment Entertainment. I got signed to Grooment.
That's Juan Bulgaria, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Juan.
Yeah, I got signed. Man, I got signed to Juan, and that fool, he had us in there recording. We was doing our thing. It was all good and everything. You know, I go full force into some. I start working. And I go all the way in, and we completed like 64 albums. 64 songs. Sorry about it. Not albums, but songs.
Right.
It was Lucky, Freak, Monster, Clarence. We were the Grooment All Stars. So when we started doing that, we put all these different songs together. We were doing a circuit. We were performing at Sound Arena, Bobby Salazar's, all kind of different spots all over the town. Tower Records, all that stuff. And we were on that circuit. Even Street Architects was on that circuit. We had a show together, which was weird too, because I hadn't seen Waz and Fly Y in a minute. And I seen them at the thing. I was like, "What? They over here doing the same thing." It felt good to see them doing it, though.
Yeah.
I didn't have no animosity towards them for whatever happened. You know what I mean? Like,
shout out my guy MD the Barber for the 200 stars.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at them. You feel me? We were just going our separate ways in a way. You know what I mean?
So you moving around with Groovement, y'all getting these shows popping.
Yeah.
Y'all doing y'all thing around the city.
Moving around with Nocturnal and Tech 9 and 11-5 and RBL Posse. All them different people.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, we was getting it in. So we started doing that, and then Juan decided one day that he wasn't gonna do music no more. He met some girl, and he was like, "Yeah, gee, I'm done with this. I don't want to. You know what I mean? We're gonna shut this down. You feel me?"
God damn it, Juan.
And so,
Juan name has come up on these episodes a few times too. That part I've never heard though. He just went cold turkey.
Yeah, he went cold turkey.
Did he find Jesus or he just found love?
He found love.
That's crazy.
He found love. And he was like, man, I guess old girl didn't want him having all this going on at his apartment or whatever was going on with him. I don't know what his personal stuff was.
Damn.
So the personal, whatever happened, whatever, and then so me, Monster, Freak, and Lucky, we're like, all right then, you know, like we're gonna do our own thing still. We'll go somewhere else. We'll keep doing this. But I think everybody kind of lost their passion for it in a way.
Right.
Because, I mean, I'm telling you, we had some heat. We had reggaeton music before there was any reggaeton. Like in Fresno anyway. Reggaeton started like in 92, but in Fresno, nobody ever heard of no reggaeton.
Right.
So we had an idea, look, we're going to do some reggaeton and stuff like that.
One bowing out kind of just deflated the whole drive? Or was there a step after that?
Monster, no, for me, there was a step after that. But for Monster, Freak, and Lucky, they pulled all the way out of doing music.
Like, fuck it.
I know you know Lucky, and Lucky sang. That boy sang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
he was cold. Yeah,
he's cold. Back then, he was cold too.
Fire ass writer too.
Still cold.
He should have
Yeah,
at
he's
least
still
kept writing and shit. Yeah, he's still cold right now. Played the piano and shit. Did he play the piano and shit then?
Yeah, he played the piano back then too.
That motherfucker, he'll jump on the piano and sing you a song.
Man, we had Miss Story there.
Yeah.
We had Miss Story before she went with Fizz.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was the first lady of the Grooment All Stars.
And this nigga just fell in love and fucked up the whole place.
Yeah, and he like we had a whole thing going on. And so anyways, he ended up later on he gets robbed or something else, and so he tells us all the music that we did together, 64 songs or whatever, somebody stole them from him.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Damn, so y'all ain't even got the music to...
So we never even, I mean, I had snippets. I had little CDs that, you know how you go to the studio and they shoot you a little CD copy of whatever you got going on.
Yeah.
And it don't have to be a perfect mix or anything.
Mix, it's just a little...
Yeah.
Damn.
And so some of them was good quality, but it wasn't good enough quality to me for the time. Like I wanted to put out something like, you know, good quality or whatever. And then on top of that, I'm gonna have to deal with him saying that he wants all this splits and stuff, and I didn't really know too much about that stuff.
Yeah, back then,
I didn't know too much.
However that worked.
I didn't really know.
Back then, the producers used to just, I own that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they'll keep everything, and then even if you pay, they'll still say that they got rights to the music.
Yeah, that shit used to be crazy.
It was a cold game, man. I learned a lot of stuff through that time.
What do you do from there? Is it just the street, or is it?
So I go right back. To building another crew. Mm. So I built the Cartel. The Cartel was okay. So that consists of Nemesis, Casanova, and Rafa, and me.
Okay.
And we put out a whole reggaeton album at the time, but it was a mixtape.
What was it called?
It was just called the Cartel.
Okay. Is it still up on? Is it on any streaming services, or that was straight hand to hand CDs?
Yeah, it was just hand to hand.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just hand to hand. I met a bunch of artists at the time that were pretty famous at the time, and they became even way more famous later on. But there was a tour called the Chosen Few tour, and at the time back then I used to rap fast, kind of like tongue twisting fast, like, you know. And so I was at this show, and I started rapping to these guys in English, but they all spoke Spanish, and they heard the way I was rapping, and they were like, "Man, this fool's tight." So then we ended up locking in, and I started getting shows for the Cartel. And that went on for a while, but Nemesis was in the Navy. So
was that your first time kind of taking the role of, I'm the manager of what I got, I'm the CEO of what I was? That your first time you had to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first, like the whole
the business side of you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I fell back from the artistry part of it,
right?
Because most of the songs was Spanish and things that I wasn't really accustomed to doing. So I put the group together knowing that we were going to do a reggaeton album, and I put artists on there that all spoke Spanish and did Spanish music. So everybody had their own solo songs as well. Nemesis is still killing it down south. He's in Dago. He's in Dago, and he's still rocking shows and doing all that. So the spot, and then Rafa's in Puerto Rico, and he does reggaeton.
Shout out both of them, man.
Yeah, sure. And then my cousin Angel, he's Casanova. Casanova lives in Ohio now. He just chilling. But I mean, man, we had our glory days. We had our time. We had our functions and stuff. We was at even with the reggaeton, we were at Plan B, and there was a man, I can't even remember what the name of the building was over there on First and Shaw. There was a club right there. It was the same club where
fucking clubs, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same.
One building,
it was the
but
same
they
building.
changed the name.
Yeah, like 100 times.
Yep.
Yeah. But that was the same place where Ricky Manning had his draft party at.
Yep. Yeah.
I performed over there. I performed at that place. But yeah, man, there was just a lot of things we were doing, and then around like I don't know, the timeline might be a little bit off, but then I started getting in trouble. I started selling stuff that I wasn't supposed to be selling, and just pushing a different narrative because the music shit wasn't like my whole life. I had a bunch of other things going on in my life.
Shit's going on.
I mean, it was just a big part of my life.
Do you have kids?
But it wasn't my all. Yeah, I didn't have kids until
at that time. No, that wasn't an issue.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't no issue at the time. But yes, now I'm married and got a family and everything like that.
Sure.
So yeah, but back then though,
it was I got bills, I gotta eat, I got shit to do. This music
I got shit to do. I'm trying to make these ends meet and trying to conquer the world, pinky in the brain. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So as you move on from that, or where does that series of things end? Kind of. You said it just wasn't my all thing.
Right, because the other part of the lifestyle, it consumed a lot of my time. And so I'm juggling those things. It's not like I completely just gave up. It was just like I wasn't getting it where I wanted to get it to where I wanted to be at the time because this was funner at the moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like pushing these things, and road running was more important at the time because I was seeing more change from it.
Right.
I was seeing more production from it than I was from the music. My heart was still there, but I was stuck in a whole nother world trying to make my way in that world. I gave up on a career, on being a lawyer, being somebody, a good person in the community. You know what I mean? I gave up on all that, being a good role model, any of that kind of stuff for a period of time. At
some point, was that something you thought about though? A lawyer?
Yeah, I thought of stuff like that when I was young because my mom, she worked at the public defender's office. So I learned, that's what I kind of wanted to do. But then I got to a point where I was like, man, you know what? The streets is where it's calling me. The streets is where it's at.
Right.
The streets is where I'm making all this change at, and where, it's what it is. But that only lasted so long. Then you hit a wall. Because you can't you're either going to be in the streets and you're going to die in the streets, right, or you're going to be in prison for life.
One of the two.
That's how it is. There's one of the two. Yeah, you ain't got no other. And I started realizing that as I got older. I started realizing that, you know what, if I keep going down this direction, there ain't no end for me but these two things. So I had to start thinking like, man, let me reach into what I really love about my life, what I have the most passion for, which was music. You know what I mean? And so I started reaching into those types of things and doing regular jobs, having regular jobs and everything, but staying connected to the culture, staying glued in, locked in with all the artists, and keep a good rapport with different artists or whatever. And I started seeing things, and I was like, man, I could help this artist do this and do that. And then I would reach out to him and ask him, respectfully, I'd ask him what you got going on, and I'll talk to him about this stuff. And I felt like, man, there ain't nobody else in the city that does this type of stuff. Because when I was an artist, all the bigger artists was, be realistic, bro. You ain't gonna spend $5,000 on a bird for an artist. It's right from your account. Right. Right. So, and especially at your young age, you ain't got money like that. I didn't have money like that. You know what I mean? So there was nobody just giving you anything in the city. Like if they came up and they got something, they got something.
And that was the whole thing. It was all about you, because they don't know. And a lot of the time I look at that when people mention those type of things, that dude just wanted to be a rapper. Like you can't expect a guy who wants to be a rapper to help be an A&R. And and resources be so limited, it'd be like, damn, I understand a nigga who fought to get this much to not just say, hey, yeah, everybody can have it. But I see you move in a way where it's like, nah, everybody should have this. So let's get into that part of it. So as you start just like your dot connector, you start saying, hey, bro, I see you working hard and shit. Like you what are you doing? Are you putting this rapper with this producer? You're putting this rapper with this videographer? Like, what are some of the things you're doing when you're hitting up these rappers?
So what I'm doing is I'm just doing my journalism as far as looking at all the artists that are out, all the producers that are out, all the beat makers who are out, and I start listening to everybody, all their music, what they're doing with their music. And then I start seeing it just myself, seeing that, look, if I put this artist and I send him over here to Dre the Most is going to record him really, really good. And he's going to also give him the mixing and mastering that he needs on this song. Because I hear his voice, this dude is raw, but he don't got a good mix. His mix is bad. Like he needs help with that, right? So I'm going to send him over here. And you know what? I'll even pay for it so that I can make sure that he gets that done. Okay, I'll take something out the back end, but I wasn't even asking for nothing out the back end at first because I just want the artist to understand how the game goes first. Mm-hmm. And then we start talking about numbers and how to split and how to do publishing and how to do all the other things. Because I learned those things as well and got into a position to where I could be a manager. I could be, there's different types of managers as well too. And then also, you won't get too carried away with the manager stuff because all that is just a personal assistant. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't want to put 20 on 10. It's just a position where you can help somebody else out, and you may or may not make nothing out of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, to an extent, because some
to an extent, yes, for different things. And I could get into that later
somebody
on.
could hire you for a manager, and then they could hire Steve for a manager. Steve hasn't been in the city for long, doesn't know where's the studio, doesn't know. That's why there's personal managers and then there's business managers.
Right.
So a business manager kind of knows I know a nigga at radio. You know what I'm saying? Or I know some video guys. I know an A&R over here. I know the business manager. A regular manager, a personal manager is more the personal assistant, you know what I'm saying? Type.
Right. What's crazy about all that is how it glues together though is that we're over here bumping shoulders with all these artists and all these people. Right. Jacka, Mac Dre, like people that are big to us, like E40, Mac Mall, Juice, different people that we come across in that time frame from when we had our time to do the same thing. Right. Because I feel like the window of music is small. Like it's like very young to about 30 maybe at the most. For sure. And then 35-ish, maybe. Yeah.
It's almost like 16 to 30.
Yeah, I mean, because the younger the better. Yeah. Yeah, but you bump shoulders with all these different people, and you get to knowing these people, and they respect you, and you have a opportunity to make these plugs with people.
And like that's the thing. You got to be able to. I
introduced a lot of people.
You got to be able to say, "Hey, let me get your number." You know what I'm saying? You got to build that Rolodex to be a good manager or a good connector. You got to, because a lot of people see these people and it's just like, "Oh, okay, I follow you on a IG." Your messages will get lost in that IG. So a good manager, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Hectic. I had Hectic as a manager for years. We would bump heads because a lot of we'd go a lot of places, New York, Atlanta, LA, whatever. And I just naturally only fuck with who I like. If I fuck with you, I'm fucking with you. The vibe gotta be cool. I don't give a fuck if you a cracking ass artist. Like when we got around like the Kanye West and shit, I kind of gravitated more to like GLC, the street niggas that would be with Kanye. Right. You know what I'm saying? So those are the niggas that I would fuck with, and these are the niggas whose phone numbers I had. Heck, as my manager would be like, man, I need all those numbers. Like, shit, you should have got their number. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You should have got that number.
So a good manager's gonna get those numbers and shit. So then we got.
I don't want no pictures. I want the number.
Yeah. Then we got to the point later where it was like, okay, well, you got to make sure I get the numbers and shit when we're out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay. Bit me in my ass later because he used all my shit for other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
Which
that.
is cool.
And
Which is cool.
That's part of the learning experience,
Yeah.
though, too. That's something that you
He
learn
should have been pounding the pavement,
navigate.
though. I was pounding the pavement and making sure. Okay, that's the formula when we out. Okay, I make sure they get the number to you. And then I got to call you Thursday like, hey, give me such and such number. Boom. And then, you know what I'm saying? But I'm young, high, drinking. I'm out, I'm partying. And then later on, I realized, okay, I just helped build this motherfucker whole Rolodex, and I don't even have all that shit in my phone. So now, artists,
it's like losing the phone.
Sometimes you got to do your own groundwork. So as you're helping these artists and shit, when do you decide? When does the magazine come about?
All right, so you know, a lot of these things that you learn in the industry, just being in the industry, underground or mainstream, whatever, you learn things that you can't learn in college, knowledge you can't get in college. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I started reaching out to people who are in the industry, like, you know, DMing, hey, what's good, this and that. I come across a celebrity promoter. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not trying to give him no clout. But I meet this guy and we start going over radio stuff, and I start working for him in this company, selling radio promotion.
Okay.
Right. So artists that want to get on radio, whatever, they tap in with me, and I broker the deal. I leverage the deal for the artist. A lot of times you got these artists that don't know anything about being on the radio and what they need to be on the radio. Like if they have song trust or sound exchange, or they just got BMI. And a lot of people don't even have BMI, or they don't have they just have a distro.
Right.
They're like, yeah, I got a distro. I got my stuff copyrighted. No, you don't.
And they don't even know they got it's money waiting. Sound exchange is money waiting. ASCAP money waiting.
You could be on the radio playing, and you thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some bread for this. No, you're not.
Right. You gotta have all that.
Your stuff ain't registered. Yeah, you ain't set up right.
Yeah, me and Shake was just talking about that the other day, like redoing all our sound exchange shit, and every time them checks come, it'd be like, damn, bro, I forgot all about that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why you have to be on your back end. You got to be up on your back end, and that. So I learned a lot of that stuff too, just by navigating through the industry and my own experiences, and learning all these different things. Because I only knew about ASCAP when I was first started.
Right.
I only knew about the ASCAP and the contract that I signed with the artist. I mean, with the with Blaze and with Fizz Latin. Yeah. I was the CEO of the Fizz Latin Fresno. But all those different things, I started learning the paperwork, the back end stuff, and that went with the magazine later on, because the celebrity promoter that I met was like, man, I like what you're doing. You're like the plug for these artists, and he's telling me all these different things, and I pitched to him that I wanted to drop a magazine. And I was like, man, look, man, I got ideas to drop a local magazine for all the artists that don't get no kind of recognition. I want to spotlight every one of them. Every artist that doesn't get no kind of promo, don't get no kind of motion, but they're super dope artists, I want to put them in this magazine and get them seen over there where you at in New York, because he's over there in New York. Mm. And he's like, man, for like 5 minutes from my house, there's a newsstand. And I could get these magazines on this newsstand. And he was like, man, look up this city where I live at, and see how big it is. And I'm like, man, that's a small city. He's like, all right, well, look at the population. I'm like, right. He's like, look at the population. Because I was looking at the diagram of the city. Right, I wasn't looking at how many people was in the city. Yeah. The city's smaller than Fresno, right? This city's small.
Yeah.
But there's 68 million people there.
Damn. Oh yeah. He's surrounded by endless business.
Yeah, in 45 minutes you could be around the whole town or whatever, but everybody's crossing the same path.
Right.
So I was like, man, this is a good idea. Let's do this, right? And this already had Hoodnuts magazine. I reached out to everybody that was part of the Hoodnuts Fly Wide Wise, everybody. I reached out to everybody because I was a co-founder.
So Hoodnuts magazine was your first rendition?
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only did 5 copies of that.
One episode, one edition, one episode, or you did 5 editions? 5
editions.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I did 5.
Okay.
And then that's when I already had my 5th one when I met this celebrity promoter, right? And so I'm pitching this to him, and he didn't like the Hoodnuts name. He was like, "Man, you're gonna have to change the name because that name ain't it. You're closing yourself up. You're putting yourself in a box.
More universal, more marketable, more
right."
Okay.
He's like, Beyonce is not gonna get on Hoodnuts magazine.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was like,
she
man,
might want to, but her manager is gonna be like, no, it's not a good.
Yeah, her
one.
manager's not gonna be like, yeah, nah. He's like, you might be able to get Rihanna on there, but you ain't gonna be able to get Beyonce
the
on
creme
there.
de la creme. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you selling yourself short. You need to come with a better name. So it took me about a month to come up with a different name. I was hitting them up all the time. Hey man, what about this? What about this? And he was like, nah, that sounds ghetto. No, I don't want to hear that.
He was turning all your shit down. Okay.
Turning it all down. They was all getting turned down. And I hit him with the Indie Global. And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, that's the one right there. He's like, I could get behind that.
But shout out you. Because that be another thing. A lot of artists can't take being told something don't work. Like you kept coming back with more shit. I got an artist I work with. He'll call me and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'll be like, "Nah, that ain't it." He'll say, "No, but see, this is why because of this." I'm like, "Hey, bro, don't call me if you just want to take my opinion and then tell me why again. I'm telling you that's a bad idea." So I like what you did there. He told you that ain't it. Try this, and you kept going, and then you came back with a winner. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers, they be like, "Oh, that motherfucker didn't like what I said," and they'll just it would have been the end of you and his relationship. Like it probably wouldn't have been bitter. But you kind of would have just faded away like, oh, that motherfucker don't want to do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It might have went that way, but you had an idea of what you needed out of him, right? Because he had something to offer you.
I didn't want to be sour about it. Yeah, I didn't want to be sour about it because I knew I had to be diplomatic about it. I knew I read the room,
right?
And I knew that I already picked up from other conversations that we were having on Clubhouse and stuff like that. I had already recognized that he wasn't having it. Like, if you ain't going with what he's talking about, then he's just going to cut you off. And that's going to be the bridge that you know what I mean?
But
that's on you.
You had an end game for your relationship with him, right?
Right.
Because I don't, just based on how you didn't want to really mention him, it didn't end too cool for you and him either, right?
Yeah, no, it didn't really end too well because the business end of it.
Right. But at that point of him telling you, nah, you was like, okay, I'll come back with another, because you had an end game. You knew where you wanted to get. You knew what you wanted out of this relationship with him real quick. Before this ends, you got some connections or some phone numbers or something. He had something you needed.
Yeah, I definitely got a bunch of numbers and I got a bunch of connections, and he taught me a lot of things too. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he taught me a lot of things about publishing, about things that I didn't really know too much about, and he would just open up like I knew a little bit about this, a little bit about that, and I would throw out there what I knew, and he would correct me and tell me the things that how it actually needs to be and how you really do these certain things, and it really did help me. So I was like in a apprentice situation, and I was just learning from all the moves that you make and seeing how the behind the scenes stuff works in the industry, and he was just one of them uppity kind of guys. Like if you don't like what he says, that's it. You don't care about what you feel about it or anything. He just cut you off. And,
so when you pull up with the Indie Global, and he like, yeah, where do things go from there between you and him? So
from there, he's just like, man, I love what you're doing with the magazine. You know, he wanted to buy the first magazine and buy all the rights to it. So I sold him the rights to the first one. Worked some type of deal out with him, and and he was gonna keep the magazine, but we ended up working it out to where I got to keep my rights to everything. So we just went our separate ways on things because of radio promotion.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Was there a major thing that caused the split between you and him?
It's major to me because when I'm dealing with the artist, it's my face that's getting the reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything goes wrong with the anything, it's on me.
Right. Because you going to these artists saying, "Hey, I can get you placed here. I can do this. I can do that." Then you bring their music, and their money, or whatever they put up for it to him, and then it's his job to push the buttons.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. And
so if he does some wrong shit, they only know you came to them.
Right. So how I started doing the business part of it though was I just started connecting the two parties together and let them leverage the deal on how they want to do it, because I felt like me being the face of the whole deal, it's going to backfire on me. So I gave him the full range. Here, look, this is the artist. Here's his phone number. Give him a call. Talk to him about the situation, how much money he wants to put in his promotions. Because we're talking $20,000, $10,000, $7,000, $5,000 promotions.
Right.
All at once. And so when you're talking money like that, you got to make sure that everything's done right.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I brought him a lot of artists. We worked together for like 2 years, and that was my main thing in that company was doing the radio promotion. So I was learning and I was helping people at the same time. So we're like basically coming up together. And through this promotion, these promotions, we end up on billboards multiple times. It's like every time an artist put their money up, they was getting on billboard for sure.
Right.
It was like payola, automatic. But I mean, it wasn't automatic.
As billboard charts, the billboard charts, right?
Billboard charts.
Okay, for people, why I didn't want anybody to go, they were on billboards like on Blackstone. No, the billboard charts. No. Y'all was hitting billboard.
And the crazy part about that though is that the radio you have to get played. So if an artist say an artist comes to me, they got $5,000. I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna get you on the digital top 40, right? I'll get you on the digital. There's different charts. There's a whole bunch of different charts. So it depends on how much money you want to go. If you want to go like the Billboard Top 40, you want to go to Billboard 100. Like there's different levels to the game. You could go like the most added weekly or whatever, but you still get a plaque for these things. So you're plaque eligible with these promotions,
right?
And if you want to pay the $450 or whatever, we'll get the plaque sent out to you and all that. So I'm a part of about at least 5 plaques out there.
Okay, that's dope. So after y'all part ways, your main thing is okay. I'm off of this radio shit, or are you still working in some aspect?
So
of that?
I still made connections while I was there. So I met the owners of like Digital Radio Tracker and other sources that I stayed in contact with and create a relationship with. So I kept on giving promotion. I still do promotion for like if Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. Like they could come to me and I can help them get like Google ads going to where their stuff goes up. Their music will go up. If they got a video right now and they ain't got no plays, they got like 300 views and they've been up for 3 weeks. They only got 300 views and stuff. I'll do a Google campaign and get that boosted up.
Google ads, yeah, okay.
Fine. Google ads, and it's just how you do it though. You get different results. I kept learning and learning. It was like a trial and error thing. I worked on a lot of those videos, but sometimes I learned that some routes of doing it, you get like listeners in other countries, and then they drop and stuff like that. Like if any of your stuff is dropping, it's not the way it's supposed to be done. Your views should stay up. They shouldn't go down.
You connect so many dots and help so many artists. You never wanted to be the label though. Like you never wanted to start a label of your own and say, okay, I'm gonna take these 3 artists, these 2 producers, sign them to me and do a label? You never wanted that headache?
No, I didn't want that headache, man. I know what it takes to do that, and it's not an easy job. And when you do something like that, you just take $100,000 and just flush it down the toilet because you understand a lot of money, and you ain't gonna get a lot of return from it either. And I got to a point where it's like these artists are not even excited about themselves as much as I'm excited about them. And so if I'm over here pushing them harder than they're pushing themselves, then at the end of the day, who's going to really benefit from it? Just them.
Right.
I'm not going to get nothing out of it because there's not going to be nothing. You can't get blood out of a turnip.
So let's talk about that, because a lot of the times I see you pushing the line for these artists, and I'm like the opposite, because a lot of the times I get on your post and I push back at what you're saying, because I look at a lot of these dudes that got potential and it's like they don't do shit. For instance, this motherfucker got a fire-ass song, never shot a video for it. This guy, fire-ass song, shot a video for it, posted that motherfucker once. I'm looking like, damn, you posted it once and you think, and then he'll have rants and posts and shit all week, like, ain't no love, ain't no support, ain't no, like, you posted your video one time, my nigga. This bitch was at work that day. This bitch was at her kid's soccer game. These dudes were at work that day. Like, motherfucker don't see it. Like, you're not even posting
I
it.
recognize that.
Saying? So
yeah, I recognize that. So when I do recognize that though, and I feel like what you're saying, I feel like the kid has potential and he could do something with his music. I'll reach out to him personally and be like, hey, what's good? How can I be a part of what you got going on? Or I might not even go that route. I might be like, hey man, how long you been doing music? And I'll start asking them questions like a fan. I'm not a fan of nobody, to be clear about it. Right. I'm really not nobody's fan.
Right.
I'm just a fan of I'm a fan of the game. I love the game. I love this music shit. So it's really the culture and everything that comes with it is what my passion is. So getting behind the scenes though, and doing these things behind the scenes, it brings joy to me, because I know that I'm leading them in the right direction. And I know that if I don't do these things, they're going to be that one artist you're talking about that posted their song one time and never posted it again.
I'm like, this shit dope, but
and not just that though. I do the artist development behind the scenes though, because I also reach out to all the, like, this might be a little controversial, but a lot of brown artists use the N-word, right?
Right.
And I did all, like, growing up, I did too. I used, you know what I mean, like, because I grew up in the field. I was, you know what I mean,
right,
curb serving and hand pitching. You know what I'm saying? So I was a part of the culture, and I understand it and everything. But at the same time, I'll reach out to these artists and be like, hey man, the best thing you could do for your career, because you got bars. I like your music, but you should just take the N-words out though, and try that out and see how much of a difference that it's going to do for your for your fans. How much more are you going to get out of it? Because I can guarantee you right now, if you put all that in your music, and I take you to Alabama, and I put you on stage over there, and you saying and this and and that,
gonna look at you
it's gonna probably be the end of us.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be the end of us.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Southern California Hispanics used to really be against that, and even now the up and coming LA kids, it's all in they shit too.
In Texas too. In Texas is big. Like a lot of people in Texas doing that too, and it's like they won't even try to hear you when you try to explain it to them. But my main thing, the thing that I always try to make clear is that you got to understand one major thing is that that word was actually used only specifically for black people. It wasn't specifically, even though they called other people that, like they'll call brown people, whatever they call them, different names, the same thing, whatever, meaning the same thing. But this word in particular was meant specifically for black people to even though they called other in the ways where you're labeled as a slave. Right. And so you are disrespecting them whether you realize it or not. And so if I could tell a bunch of people that, and then maybe they'll stop saying it so much on their songs or whatever. But this is all behind the scenes things that you know what I mean? Right. These are behind the scenes things that I'm just artist and development.
Here's the thing though, right? So in my era, I would outwork niggas. I would go burn 1,000 CDs And then I'm out riding with the homies, smoking, drinking. We go to every nightclub, and we not going in the club. I'm leaving my shit on every windshield wiper in the parking lot.
Yeah.
At 5 clubs in one night. This is how crazy I am. I used to pull up to high schools, Bullard, Sunnyside, Fresno, all this shit in the middle of the night. I'm grown now. I'm in my 20s. And hop the gates in the middle of the night. And I'm leaving my CDs in the quads, my CDs by the lockers, my CDs everywhere. Because motherfuckers is like, how is this nigga like, you know what I'm saying? I would hop the gates of the high schools and leave my shit all over they motherfucking schools, every nightclub in they motherfucking parking lot, on every car. That was something I did then. But in this era, ain't no CDs. Ain't no CDs. So what are some of the things you giving these artists as a tactic to help promote they shit?
So now that it's a different game entirely. Now I just say use your what's in front of you. Use the internet. Use what you got. Post something every single day. Like every hour of every day, post something, and it could be the same little clip of a song or whatever. Whatever is new to other people is probably old to you, but they never seen it before. So they catch on by the algorithm. So you just got to keep on going. Right now, it's an era where it's like not even about talent too much. It's not even artists. Back in my times, you had to have like super swag when you rap. Like you used to have like you used to have to throw your back into it. Every artist was like an individual
superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga fly, this nigga got the lasers out his eyes. Every rapper had he's the fast tongue twister rapper. His voice is hard. Now all these niggas kind of sound the same.
They all sound the same, and at that time it was disrespectful to sound like somebody else.
Yeah,
it was like you.
A nigga would be mad. Niggas would come see you about sounding like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like if somebody uses the same name as you.
Yeah,
they gonna come for you.
Niggas would be
like, bro, I'm the only one. Now you can have everybody have the same acronyms at the end.
And another thing I do is like, so when you make your controversial post about the artist and the supporter, I every nigga in the comments that's an artist, I click his page and I'm gonna give you.
There's a method to the madness.
No, I understand your method, but I'm telling you what I do to them. I tap their comment, I go to their page, and then I scroll. I get them 3-4 scrolls, and I see memes. I see you shared motherfucking P. Diddy. I see football Raiders. I see Niners. And I don't see one clip of a motherfucking rap video. I don't see it. So that's why I be kind of like, man, these niggas got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? You out here working harder for them than they are. You know what I'm saying? They got to start doing the work. They should at least post us. If your passion right now is making it as a rapper, nigga, every day you should post a clip of a video. So this day you gotta
put in the work.
The first verse and post 30 seconds of the first verse. Tomorrow post 30 seconds of the second verse. Then another song, and then this part, and then the hook this day. They don't do enough work for me, bro.
And then you think about the artists who are they listening to? So I'm like, whoever you're listening to as an artist, and you follow them, you watch their videos, you watch their reels, their clips, or whatever.
Right.
And you see all the friends that are, all the people that are interested in the song or whatever, right? And the song is similar to the music that you're putting out,
right?
And all these different fans are leaving messages and stuff like that. You go to all them fans and put your stuff in their inbox,
right? And do you know how many artists don't fuck with that, bro? I'm glad you just said that, because that's really like a tactic motherfuckers really don't fuck with. I put out a movie. I think we just hit 2 years ago. Trap House. Filming a new movie though in 2 weeks. But put out a movie. When I put that movie out, my mission every day was I would put so many messages. Hey, when you got time, check out my new movie. With the link, the direct link to that motherfucker. Because a lot of niggas will tell you, hey, check out my new song. It's on my page. You want me to go to your page, scroll and find where you posted it probably 4 days ago. No. Send that message with the direct link. So I'm messaging motherfuckers till Facebook used to freeze me every day. So I send messages till they don't allow you to send them anymore every day. Like niggas ain't working. You gotta work, bro. Niggas
I had an
gotta work.
artist tell me the other day. I'm not even gonna put that artist under the bus right now, but I had an artist tell me the other day, if you want to hear my music, go search my stuff. And I was like, man, are you serious? Because in my mind, I was like, that was a turnoff. That would make me not want to go listen to you.
Don't know who you are. Don't know what you do. Don't know what you might
Come
can
on,
do for
bro.
him. You know what I'm saying?
I even had artists. I go in their inbox like, hey man, let me get a bio, let me get an EPK about your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, I'm not an artist, I'm a rapper. I'm like,
you don't want this shit. You don't want this
man.
shit. And I don't even remember. It was the day I messaged you like, bro, we got to do this interview. We got to do it. Because that day it was one of them days where I went and looked at some motherfuckers and I'm like, you niggas ain't even working, but they expect the return or the acknowledgement the other rappers who work get. I had Niche on here last. My last interview was Niche.
To get discovered.
Yeah, my last interview was Niche. And Niche got right. She was right here. She said, "Nigga, I paid for every show at first. Now they pay me." You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of artists have this thing about, I'm not paying for a show. My suggestion is, if you don't want to pay for a show, then get with 4 other artists, so 5 of y'all. Get a venue. And each one of you niggas should have 20 people who fuck with your music. And I don't care if all 20 of them share the same last name as you. If you don't have 20 motherfuckers who will buy a $10 to $20 ticket from you, you need to stop rapping.
Yeah. I'm going to step your hustle all the way up.
20 people. 20 times 5 is 100 people. That's 100 of y'all in a venue. Out of that 100 people between the 5 of y'all, somebody else is going to call somebody else and say, oh, we over here. So you're probably going to have about 150 people in the building. That's the only other route. If you don't want to pay to get on the show in front of an established artist who has a crowd, who has a fan base, and make his fans say, oh, who the fuck is this? Because the average fan that, let's say the artist is Tech Nine. Nigga charge you to open for Tech Nine. When you come out, that bitch in the front row does not know that you paid somebody to open this show. All she knows is this motherfucker's tight. She might think, oh, he's probably with them. He's like, you know what I'm saying? You might gain a fan. Right. It's up to you though to say my Instagram is this, because some niggas will go do the show, rap, get off stage. Yeah, we killed it. They didn't say their Instagram. They didn't say what the album they got out is on Apple Music. And you got to say that shit 3 or 4 times because, like I said, there ain't no CDs and shit to give out no more. So you got to repeatedly say your Instagram and all that shit over and over. How do you feel, though, about the pay for show shit? I kind of think you don't fuck with it.
No, okay. So for an example, I started managing Fred Lowe.
Okay.
And,
rest in peace.
Fred Lowe. I started managing him, and he was one of the type of artists that he didn't wait for nobody. He paid for everything. He'll go into a studio, get studio time. He'll buy beats. He'll do whatever it took. And all the steps that I told him, he did every one of the steps that I told him to take. And he started with a certain style of music, a street gang style of music, and later on, if you go and listen to his catalog, you'll start hearing the ways that it started changing.
Yeah, he got more melodic.
He started his music grew. Mm-hmm. He started growing it, and as a matter of fact, before he passed away, we were going to do a reggaeton album because he's Puerto Rican.
I didn't know that. I know a lot of his family though.
Yeah, he's Puerto Rican, so that was one of our other connections. One of our other connections was that the Puerto Rican side, but I was on some, hey, let's do some international shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this to where you can play this music in Spanish countries because that's where you're gonna get all the money at. Right. And you can do it. I even, you know what I mean? I'll even get some stuff written out so that you can vibe off of it, and I'll even pay some artists that I know personally to do hooks for you. You know what I'm saying? We had all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Tragic.
And he was willing to put up the bread for what he had to do. He was one of them artists. He was very coachable. Yeah, he was ready. He was very coachable, man. I feel like that his time got short because if he would have kept going with this shit, man. But that's a whole nother story entirely. And it's part of the reason why I pulled away from doing managing for artists. And I pulled away from all that and focused more on journalism and writing for these artists. And this is another way also for the artists. We got an artist right here. For an example, like this artist right here.
Ronnie Bo, shout out Ronnie Bo.
Yeah.
That's your latest edition right there.
This is not the latest edition. I got 3 more after this one.
After that, okay. Shout out Ronnie Bo.
We just dropped the MGM Flash one, and then before that it was Foreign Chiz, and then and Shake the Mayor.
Shout out Shake the Mayor. You every month with those?
Yeah, you know what? I try to just drop them sporadically. I'll drop like 5 or 6 in a row,
as
and
you
then
get
I won't
the
drop
content.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I do these interviews. I do them as I get the I try one a month, but if I don't have the content or the person, then it's like.
And I give the artists that are on the cover, I give them an option if they want to have certain people on the magazine, and you know, give them who you want to put out, who do you want to publicize. Because you know,
within that,
to go
edition,
back a little bit on.
Real quick question one. So you kind of say like, what other artists you want featured throughout the magazine?
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah. Okay, what was you saying?
Sometimes they be a team. Like sometimes it'd be like one artist that I noticed already, and then I didn't know that they connected to a group of other people. And I'm like, hey, you want to put all those group of people in there too? Let's just put them all in there, and I'll write about them. Give me their bios, and then I'll rewrite their bios, and I'll make it to where it looks the right way. Because at first I used to have the artists giving me bios, and I was just putting their bios in there, and then I would look at stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't really like the way that was written.
Shit later, like what the
yeah. So I'll go back and I'll change that stuff. I'm like, hold up, man. And then you know how certain people, they be putting like different letters where they're not supposed to be at because they're dissing somebody.
You wasn't catching all that at first?
Yeah, no, I wasn't even. I was like, man, I'll put it in there. Let's get this going. As long as it looks good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I learned that in Hoodnuts magazine. There's a lot of trial and error going through the whole publicist part of it. And that's what I was going to say is that going back to linking with this celebrity promoter. This dude was connected with all like the top people, like people like Michael Jackson, people like Prince and stuff like that. Like, and so his level of what he expected was what
higher.
I learned. Yeah, way higher than what I learned too. And I'm like, okay, so I'm telling these artists the same way he's telling me. And I'm like, look, man, that shit is trash. The shit is trash. I'm not going to lie to you. The song is trash. You know what I mean?
And that's what's up, though. But a motherfucker got to be able to take that, bro. They got to be able to, like, when he told you he didn't fuck with your first title of a magazine, I'm 5 episodes in on this magazine. He don't fuck with this.
Everybody's rocking with
that shit would have offended a lot of niggas to where they would have just, all right, I'm going to holler at you. And they would have never called him back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But not only did that happen, you kept coming back with other names he didn't fuck with till you got one. Like, niggas got to learn how to take the criticism if they really expect to be good at this shit. You know what I'm saying? First few times I ever recorded in LA, the engineer was like, that first verse is fire. That second one, give me another one. I had to write 3 verses for one verse. You know what I'm saying? But I was able to take that. Though. Yeah, I wanted to win, but I also want to win. So I'm not leaving this studio until I make what happen. Other niggas be fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a lot of situations that happen in a lot of studio sessions and things like that that opened up this idea, opened up this third eye to these things, because I started realizing, when you first, like nowadays, a producer has a computer, a microphone, and a interface.
Right.
And that's it, right? And you just go in there and you spit your verse on a beat that's already recorded, right?
Right.
But a real producer does what you're just saying right now. A real producer is like, you need to go a little bit higher on that last bar that you got right there. You need to get a little bit more energy in that last ad-lib that you just did right now. I need to get more energy out of you. Let me get a couple more ad-libs in the back. Don't just leave that one right there. It's a little plain. There's 3 different things that are going on at the same time. You take out one, you got to add one in there.
Yeah.
Everything that you're doing, you got to, everything has to go together. So the song is like all embedded with each other.
Right.
So a real producer is going to come in and do all these things.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's so like microwave that they just put up, you could record it on your phone.
And put that shit out today.
And nobody's telling you,
record it
put
today,
it out today.
that shit is out in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's sitting on the phone.
And scheduled to be released tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, it's hard, but it's cluttered. But I try to show niggas like, nigga, there are millionaires in Stockton right now off of this music shit. There's millionaires in Bakersfield off of this music shit. And it's like, we're like LA. Stockton is like a Pasadena. Bakersfield is like, they're smaller versions of our shit. You know what I'm saying? It's some motherfuckers really eating off the music in Merced too. We have Echo. Shout out Echo. We got young Echo on the producer side. We got a few artists that's bubbling, but nobody's eating like a EBK J-Bo. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I mean, the ones that a lot of the times, the ones that we had though, like Fred Loaf and like Ohana the Goat, people like that, like they had it, and people didn't get behind them when they was there. When they were there for you to get behind, all these politics and different things come involved, and people don't want to rock with them or work with them, but they'll tell me on the low behind closed doors, oh man, Fred Loaf is raw. I just can't mess with him. He's from the other side. You know what I mean? Like different things like that.
It be that way in other cities too, but a motherfucker got to get out of the city for one. Got to get out of that motherfucker and see some shit. I don't care if it's for the weekend. Go network. Go mix and mingle with some other artists and build your thing.
They call that the Jesus effect.
The kid that's locked up, Lil Hungry, bubbling.
Hungry?
He was cracking.
That's Lucky's nephew, right?
I didn't know that. He was getting out of town. He was doing his shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his situation. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You innocent until proven guilty or whatever. I don't know the situation. Right. But even his manager, I told, like, hey, moving.
He started moving around too, but he was really young though.
I told him move him. I told niggas move him. Get him a condo somewhere. Make that a part of whatever situation. If he finna do a deal through Thizzler or Adam 22 or they had a bunch of shit on the table. I said, hey, make a condo and the rent a part of the deal. Figure everything else out. Okay, you'll get this much percentage off of it, but make sure in the contract a condo is in this. Meaning, okay, the rent's $1,800 or $1,700 a month for 2 years for my condo, and then the deal to get a nigga out of there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just tragic, bro. Because back to what you said earlier, you're either gonna get packed up, or you gotta do some shit and you gonna be in prison. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fucked up.
And so when you do get a chance, so when you see these young stars and you get a chance and you know that they got what it takes to get to that place, you want to do what you can to try to boost them up. And that's how the Indie Global, the whole mission of the Indie Global magazine, it all a part of that. It's all a part of lifting up artists that haven't been seen or heard or any of those types of things. And that's why we sponsor the CVMA, because it's the same idea of giving flowers to artists, and it may not be everybody's cup of tea or whoever gets an award or whatever, everybody's mad about it or whatever, but it's really about the participation and like if you like the Golden Globes or the Emmys or whatever, you think that they send out invitations to people and after them not coming, you think that they keep on sending invitations all the time?
Right.
Like, and they keep begging and begging for you to come.
I'm sure Beyonce and Jay-Z probably get one every time.
But not everybody.
Everybody else,
Beyonce and
no.
Jay-Z, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Everything under that, nah.
And that goes along with that ego you was talking about. That ego hella inflated. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm supposed to get this stuff. Like, y'all Ben should have gave me some flowers. I should have been the first one on the ballot. All that kind of extra
Let's
stuff.
talk about it. Central Valley Music Awards. Shout out Central Valley Music Awards, man. You were directly a part of that?
I mean, I'm directly a part of it as far as sponsorship, as far as getting people involved, putting names in the hat,
okay,
and things like in that nature. Getting putting names in the hat was I got involved because there was no Fresno voice for the CVMA.
Okay,
it was pretty much like Tulare, Lemoore,
Southern
Hanford.
Central Valley, right? Okay,
right. So I got connected with Ernest and E-Rock.
Shout out Ernest, man. Shout out E-Rock.
And really was like, I rock with all the people that you got in the hat already, but there's some names that I think you should throw in the hat too, and that's how it all started. And like, look, man, I want to throw in something and make this part of a sponsorship. Let me put some artists together and send them to you, listen to them, and let's get this going. Right. So that's how basically all the Fresno artists that are in the CVMA, it's because I threw their hat in there.
Okay. That's
their name in the hat in there. And it's not like it was like, we're going to just take your word for every song. They went and listened to the music too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people want dope artists and the artists are dope. So I'm sending all of them over there. But the Sean F, the Echoes, the Rados, and all those people, they all got invitations to come.
Yeah, and them niggas ain't just dope; they working. They're working.
They're working. They're part of the industry.
Consistently, they're working. You know what I'm saying?
They're part of.
I saw Kiki the Brat. I seen Niche there this year.
Yeah.
What's up with this? Who the fuck is this viral picture of? Well, fake viral of this is the awards, and it looks empty, but it looked cool to me this year. But what's the narrative of the? Okay,
so this is how anything that's getting started goes, man. It doesn't just be big. It takes time for it to happen, and artists have to get involved. And people who are legends, and it's kind of like football. You know how you have a game or whatever, and then the owners, they call in all the old players, all the old coaches, all the old. Come to the game. We're gonna show you guys some love and stuff like that. It's the same thing with the CVMA. We want everybody to get involved. It's part of it's really a part of the industry that we are all a part of. That it's pretty much whatever we create it to be, because we don't have no Jay-Z's and we don't have no.
I live in Vegas. I made it to. I want to say, was that Orange Cove? It was the outdoor one. They did the Fred Lux tribute.
That was in the Rosie.
Okay, yeah. They did a Fred Lux tribute. His whole family and shit was there. I was at that one. I was there. You know what I'm saying? The news was there and shit that year. But
yeah.
What's the nominee process? Is it still nominate yourself and then your people vote?
Nah, it's more like the first three. We learned a lot. The first three, we learned a lot.
Yeah.
As far as like in between the bands, the rap, the country, the rock, every different genre, we learned there's different values that each genre has, and you have to learn how to accommodate those values. And so we're at a place where we did the nomination, where you go to the website and you nominate an artist from your local area. And that started looking like favoritism, right?
Yeah.
Or your friends list, who's on your friends list or whatever. And it started that way, where and people were like, wait, hold on, who's that person? Like, I never even heard that person, did they even got any music? And they go and look, and they're like,
I seen
song.
that year. I saw a girl sweep that motherfucker. I had no idea who the fuck she was, but not to take anything away from her, because in her region, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, it is a lot of Hanford, Tulare, Visalia, Southern.
I think that was Crimson.
The female
She's
artist.
a dope artist, though.
Okay,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I had never heard of nothing. She swept that motherfucker. I think she had like 5 that year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, her and Brittany Nicole.
Okay, her I think I was familiar with. But I think the girl Crimson is the one. I was like, I don't know, who the fuck is this? But she swept that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she was raw, though. She played her own instruments, everything else. Like, she got all the votes.
For sure. But that was my only critique was they needed a panel of people who know the music or can know music. So either you know the music or you know music. Everybody reviews the music for a week, live with the music for a week, and then that panel of maybe 7 people vote of what's the best song of the year, what's the best album. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. Because there are a bunch of people.
When we did
I could win every award. If I just went to my Facebook and was like, hey, go turn it up for me. Like, my people gonna turn up for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be right. I wouldn't feel authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of how it was, yeah.
Yeah, because if certain motherfuckers have that thing where it's like, go turn up, and my people gonna go turn up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want to win an award that way, though. You know what I'm saying?
And so you're winning in a way of influence. Your influence brought that award. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean that there's flowers for that too, though.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like,
but when you're up against but there are some artists, like, for instance, let's take let's take a Sean F. Like, he might say I'm on this shit, y'all go vote, or he might be like, shit, I'm nominated, cool, I'm working though, but my numbers say this. My numbers on YouTube say this. My Spotify monthly listeners say this. I just didn't have time to go tell my fans every day, go vote, go vote, go vote. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where the lines kind of get
cut out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I said it should be a panel.
We had started with a panel and stuff like that too. We had the Hanford, the Lemoore, the Tulare, and then I think there was somebody from Bakersfield, and then me from Fresno. But and also with what you said right now, I refer back to how I was working with the celebrity promoter and how strict he was about these certain things, right? So the names were put in the hat. All the names of the people who really doing something were in the hat, and it was the way that you had to vote for them that kind of messed things up, because the first time we did the voting, something happened with the website, and all the votes that were in, they didn't get accounted for. So and then it happened like right before the show, so mishaps started happening, like different technical difficulties in a sense, because we had like an idea of who the people we wanted to put in place and stuff like that. And then whenever the website went down, it kind of threw everything off, and we're like last minute putting everybody back in. So we remember, oh wait, hold on, this person was there. This person and stuff like that. Like, if we're being honest, Griot B should have been one of the main people too, because Griot B got flat. Like, he's one of them Billboard guys I was talking about. He was on Billboard against Top 36, and he was on radio, and he was on the Billboard for over 8 weeks or something like that with the setup song. So he should have for sure been, one of the main people, because ain't nobody else in the town really doing no numbers like that.
It's good you're there because you're someone who knows that statistic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or someone who can do that research. That's why I say a panel is good, and then human error is less than computer error. Like, computer error, you lose everything. Human error, what are you going to do? I wrote the wrong name, or You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody drops their vote in a ballot box, it's a little more secure, and it's a panel of, you know what I'm saying, people who. But like that's how the Oscars and the Grammys and shit go. They get the kit. Like these are our nominees, so they go watch those movies.
Yeah, and
month.
for me,
you know what I'm saying? They go watch the movies for a month.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So go listen to the music. We got with the awards is in 3 months. These are the nominees. This is when.
And these are the songs that we're
that's why they have the Grammy cutoff period. You got to release your album by this date, and then that's the Grammy cutoff period because the panel of people who choose, they're gonna live with that music for those months. They're gonna listen to that album. They still pick the wrong shit anyway. It's that panel of Grammy motherfuckers.
They do.
But at least they listened to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, I feel like we got everybody who's ever really did something for the town. Like we got like the Planet Asia for Sean, Take the Mayor, Diego Red, different artists. Those are like the bigger artists out of the town. You know what I'm saying? So I made sure Killer Tay and Kingpins Only, all those people all got their name thrown in the hat and got awards and got something going on because I knew it doesn't matter if they released anything yesterday. Those are pioneers. Even Insane, Seagal, are different people that I felt like that. Hey man, these are pillars because they. You know, they did their thing. I used to sell Insane and D-Mac tapes at the Fulton Mall when I was
shit. Insane and D-Mac used to be my shit. You know
I used to sell their tapes.
That used to be my shit. Shout out Flawless for the 20 stars. Yeah, see, I grew up on Insane and D-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Trinity Street Mob, A Street, Mac Drunk. You know, that's the shit I grew up. Spicy Dre, Kurt Nice. That's the shit I grew up on. Them niggas right there.
Yeah,
them tapes right there.
I was slapping them tapes at the Fulton Mall, the Swap Mall back then. We had like a CD place where we were selling. Mm-hmm. I was with the Armenian, and we were selling hella CDs and tapes.
I probably bought hella shit out of there.
And we used to have freestyles right there too, battles.
I used to always come in that motherfucker.
There's a lot of stuff I left out but I mean, it's just in the timeline, but. You know what I mean? The sauce is a sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you were involved in these things for so long, you know, the sauce is a sauce. Like you can easily help dissect an artist and be like, look, this is what you need. Yeah. This is what you personally, because everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if you've been around that stuff for a long enough period of time, you could see the artist for what their value is, and you could show them the way. You could show them how to take their stuff to the next level. And I've done it in so many different situations where I know that it's beneficial to them. And even whether it's about money or whatever, I make it not about money. I haven't charged none of these Fresno artists to be in this magazine. All I ask them to do is just buy their own copies. You know what I mean? And sometimes if they're the main artist, like if they're the face of the magazine, I'll work out deals with them. Look, this is what we're gonna do. We go half on this. You get you some merch. You'll have merch, and whenever you want to re-up the same stuff, you're gonna get the same price. It's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna do it the same way. I'm not charging you for none of the writing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not charging you for none of the extra stuff that I do to put it together.
Yeah.
We're just basically business partners right now.
Right. A lot of dudes don't get those opportunities. They don't even get that opportunity. That Central Valley Music Awards, Global Indie Magazine, those are outlets that the average motherfucker don't even get. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so the
you ungrateful motherfuckers. Y'all don't even appreciate this type of shit being in the you know what I'm saying? Within our industry. A lot of
artists is going to complain about not being at the CVMA, bruh. But at the same time, if they're showing face and being a part of the situation, it makes everybody feel better about putting them in the because for an example, if I say that this is the best artist in the town, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to give him an award, but that person ain't even going to show up or even promote it or even be a part of this shit. Like that. Like if
so like the very first year, when you had to nominate yourself, it was a lot of niggas was like, I'm not nominating myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
They
then
should know who I am.
you know what I'm saying? Like, right. So when you do something like, hey, that artist is fire, let me put him in there. It got to be some way to communicate with him. Like, hey, bro, we think you're dope. You've been nominated. We really heavily consider.
Yeah, no, we
you.
were sending emails.
Okay.
I was getting people's emails and phone numbers. So that's another thing in the business is that you were saying something about your Instagrams and stuff like that. When you're dealing with labels and radio stations, they don't want your Facebook information, your IG information. They want your phone number and they want an email.
Email, right?
And every time you deal with them, you're going back and forth on emails. You're not going back and forth on a messenger. Yeah. So you got to have a number for them to contact you. And then a lot of people don't even have the same number from last week. It's like, man, come on, bro.
Niggas
you got to have the same phone number.
Like, I know a bunch
new
of
chat phone.
like that.
I got 6 phones
all the time, bro. If you're trying to be that artist, I've had the same number. I know I've been in Vegas going on March will be 11 years. I think I'm 10 years. I've had that same number the whole time I've been here. I know I probably
I had the same phone number too.
Cause I always look at it like some money might hit that motherfucker. Like a motherfucker hitting me on a move that's gonna make me a few dollars has this number. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I keep the same number. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep that number. What's next for Indie Global though? Like we just gonna keep the magazine going? Are you looking to get more into the digital side of Indie Global? Yeah,
I want to expand in the way. I have a blueprint on what I got to do and how to get there. Right now, I'm just trying to build up as many magazines as I can, so I could get a publishing deal.
Okay. Yeah, keep going, bro. I definitely admire the growth, longevity. You still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many motherfuckers from that era, like if we go all the way back, so let's say 16 to now, how many motherfuckers didn't make it? How many motherfuckers was rappers and then just didn't make, or didn't make it in life? Like, niggas is gone due to fucked up circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely are still here and still making an impact in a positive way for the niggas who are coming up in the same lane, up against the same obstacles that we were. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely commend you for that. Anything else you got going on we should be looking out for? Any artists that you want to shout out, because we know that's what you do? Anybody that we should be checking for that we might not know about?
I think everybody's where they need to be at as far as artistry goes. I think everybody knows who's who and everything like that. But there are a lot of up and coming artists, and I don't even really want to say too many names because then I'm gonna leave out. There's like 100 artists in Fresno right now.
Mad that you left out somebody.
Yeah,
right?
they're gonna be mad at me. They're already gonna be hitting me right now talking about it. But I mean,
Indie Global got an Instagram page.
Yeah, Indie Global Mag.
Indie Global Mag is what you search at IG at Indie Global Mag.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about a YouTube channel?
And then we got the Indie Global Magazine YouTube channel too.
What type of content are you putting up on the YouTube?
Well, I had a freshman list going. I had a freshman list, and then it got copied, and then I kind of pulled away from it because I was like, man, I don't like when I'm doing a certain thing a certain way, and then
you competing with a motherfucker and you wasn't competing.
Right. And I'm not even trying to. That's not what the program is. The program is we trying to support and bring up people, and even with the magazine. When I first started doing the magazine, other people started talking about doing magazines, and it's like, why are you going to talk about doing your own magazine after me? Why don't you just be a part of what I got going on? Right. Why don't you just support what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like when you're an artist and you have a group of rappers in your circle and nobody wants to put out the best rappers. They just all want to be on the song. Yeah. And instead of just putting the best rapper out, like Killer Tay, they went and signed Killer Tay, right? They put him in the front and like everybody has to fall in line.
Yeah. That was the formula
man.
for every Nelly it was Saint Lunatics, and they took Nelly and
Saint
put him in the
Lunatics.
front. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the best
Yeah.
option. Just everybody don't know how to function like that. Too many Chiefs, not enough.
Not everybody got to wear that hat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hats to wear, and you can't have one person wearing all the hats. Everybody got to wear a hat.
Yeah.
There's so many bodies. There's so many parts to our body, and we need them all. We need our fingers. We need our, you know what I mean? We need our arms and stuff. We need our knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need it all.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
And so everybody could play their part and be a part of things. And if you learn how to do publishing, if you learn how to do your back end royalties, then you'll learn how to put people in your royalties and them get splits from it. You got your producers, you got your managers, you got all kind of different things you could do. Your beat maker or whatever. You could have your songwriters. There's so many different things that you could do to add to the bigger picture. Everybody got to play their role.
Real talk. I appreciate you sitting down with me, Brody. We definitely got to link. Definitely got to do some more work together. Love what you doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay at it. You know what I'm saying? Any shout outs you want to give before we cut?
Yeah, I'm gonna say free Willie Mac, free Little. Shout out my little bro, Moolah the Motive. Moolah the Motive about to drop that Pop My Shit video.
Okay.
Man, just everybody who's working, that's doing music, that really feels like they got something going on, man, tap in with me so we can push that journey a little bit more, and I could give you some publication and stuff like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I charge for a lot of things, but then at the same time, if you're an artist and I believe in what you got going on, then I probably won't charge you anything.
We can work something out. We won't say we won't charge you anything, but it can be worked out.
Like,
hold up.
Yeah, we can work something out
though.
Because I watch
artist,
dudes though. I watch them like, bro. I know what the jeans cost. I know what the shoes cost. I know what the club costs every night. You feel me? I know what you got cracking. You feel me? I see you in the video with the, you feel me, with the big bundle. You know what I'm talking about, bro. I put people with people all the time. Like, hey, give my guy $500, get you a little video. Nigga won't go shoot a video.
And right now,
my music, bro. Nigga.
Right now, Billy Sales is doing 3 videos for $300. That's crazy.
Oh, that's fire. I gotta go to his page.
Damn, son.
I gotta go to his page and promote that. That's fire.
Crazy. 3 videos for $300, and he does all the edits and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go to his page and share that. You know what I'm saying? That's fire, bro. But hell yeah, appreciate you tapping in.
Shout out to J Mob too before I get out of here.
Shout out to who?
Shout out to J Mob.
Okay, that's
Fred Lopez's little brother.
Yes, sir. He got some music coming?
We got some music coming too.
Okay.
We got some dope music.
Okay.
He going through his morning stage right now, but he gonna come back with some heat though.
It be like that.
You know when you morning and stuff, you got a different sound, but then when all that anger goes away, then you're gonna start seeing more, loving music and more, he gonna grow too. Everybody gotta grow with their music. Everybody gotta take it to the next level. And that's what's gonna happen. He's in mourning right now because it hasn't been long. Matter of fact, Frelo's birthday is on the 29th of this month. So it's short. It's been a short time, a long time, but a short time for a lot of people close. So when J Mob starts, breaking out of that stuff he's going through right now, he gonna have different music for everybody.
But you got to get that out of you. You know what I'm saying? It's therapy. It's therapeutic. You got to get that out of you. And then hopefully it, blossoms into something else. You know what I'm saying? All of that makes for great music, man. But like I said, I appreciate you sitting down with me, bro. We got to get together, put our heads together on some shit, come up with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to seeing you keep growing and doing more of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? In our industry, you know what I'm saying? In Fresno, Central Valley, all that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up, though, bro.
Appreciate you too, man. Hey, have a good one.
Yes, sir. It's been episode 14.
Damn, son.
Tapped in. Fatal Poemz, man. Y'all tap in with the Brody, all the artists, you know what I'm saying? And we out of here.
All right, one love.
One love.
In a minute.
Soapsing up, bang